Over the last several years, we've warned woke Hollywood time and time again that if you continue down this path, you will fail. If you continue to push identity politics, virtue signaling, pushing a woke narrative down people's throats instead of actually entertaining the audience, that audience is just going to leave. It might happen slower than you think. It might not happen as quick as you think, but it will eventually happen. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We are seeing the death of woke Hollywood right now, whether people want to admit it or not, because we continue to have record-breaking weekends like this, and it's not a good thing for Hollywood. But for the fans, for the audience that's out there, for the audience that wants this stuff to stop and know that it won't stop until they actually feel it in their wallets, this is great news. This was the worst Thanksgiving weekend in box office history. Yes, Disney's animated Strange World is a bomb, but without Netflix Glass Onion, the weekend could have been even worse. We're not talking about, oh, well, when you factor in inflation and, every other week, we're not talking about some crazy thing. The worst Thanksgiving box office weekend ever in history. And think of what ticket prices are now. Think of how expensive movie tickets are. It's nearly $15 average. I think for Wakanda Forever, it was like $13.71 was the average ticket price for Wakanda Forever. This is going back to when tickets were $4, $5, and this is the worst one they've had. Let's take a look at this, because this is an indicator of exactly where we're at. These people can blame the pandemic, they can blame all this stuff. You can't get around the fact that right now, the woke entertainment industry is failing. They're putting out bomb after bomb after bomb. Are you going to have something that makes money here and there? Sure. But when you look across the landscape, look at all these movies this year that have lost money. That's not because the pandemic. That's because people aren't interested anymore in the woke propaganda. Black Panther Wakanda Forever was still number one, and Strange World tanked, but here's what's important. The 3-day Thanksgiving box office weekend came to $95 million. In 2019, so pre-pandemic, the weekend's total was $181 million. This is half of what we saw in 2019. In 2018, it was $216 million. For all of 2019, only 4 weekends fell short of $100 million. The last time a Thanksgiving weekend grossed under $100 million was never. Nearly 30 years ago, Thanksgiving 1994 saw a 3-day weekend of $94.5 million when ticket prices averaged $4.08. That's what we're looking at right now. When you factor in inflation, when you factor in ticket prices, all of that stuff, this is what we're comparing it to. Something from 1994 when ticket prices were $4.08. And this isn't the first time this year we've seen something like this happen. What happened back in September? Woke movies drive September box office to lowest in 25 years. Thanks to a slate of off-putting woke-tard movies, September's box office is the lowest since 1997. Which is $275 million grossed in North America to date. This will be the first September since 1997 with a monthly total of less than $350 million, reports The Wrap. We are talking about historic lows for Hollywood. And people will come out and they'll say, hey, it's because of the pandemic. But no, these numbers are worse than last year. Last year, coming out of the pandemic, the numbers we have this year are worse than what we had last year. And of course, we've seen movies like Spider-Man No Way Home make almost $2 billion. We've seen movies like Top Gun Maverick make nearly $1.5 billion. So the money's out there. Don't give me this pandemic bullshit excuse. It's not an excuse. The only thing keeping people away from the movie theaters is Hollywood itself. People are tired of it. They're tired of this garbage. And of course, you see here, Black Panther Wakanda Forever amassed nearly half the weekend's take with $46 million. That's subpar for Thanksgiving weekend as a number one. Many years saw 2 films gross over $40 million for the 3 days. And of course, we've talked a lot about Strange World. Strange World has been a complete and total disaster. It's going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars for Disney. It's so freaking bad. It's laughable. But when you do look at something like Black Panther Wakanda Forever, a lot of people touted, oh, what a great Thanksgiving. But now it's starting to fall behind. It's really dragging now and isn't even making as much per day as something like Thor Love and Thunder, The Batman, and Doctor Strange were at this point in their releases. So it's slowing down too. Like, it is People are tired of the woke propaganda. There's really no other way to put it. We've been telling Hollywood this for years. Now we're seeing things like Disney stock absolutely tanking. The move to bring Bob Iger back and get Bob Chapek out. They're losing billions of dollars in streaming every single quarter. They're flopping at the box office. There's not as many people in the Disney parks either, which is a disaster. But we're talking the entertainment industry in general right now. The worst Thanksgiving box office in history. That's how bad it is for Hollywood right now. They are continuing to fail. And until they acknowledge why, until they acknowledge that the reason they're failing is because of pushing identity politics instead of entertaining people, that it's just going to continue to happen. I hope it just continues to get worse for woke Hollywood until the point comes where they either fail and they're gone and we need something else to replace it, or maybe by happenstance, they actually figure out that they need to change what they're doing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.